So good morning, ladies and gentlemen, honourable members of the European Parliament. First of all, I would like to thank the EIF and MEP James Ellis for inviting me to speak here this morning. It's a pleasure to be here today. I am the Managing Director of SES Broadband Services, and we are a leading provider of broadband connectivity via satellite in the EMEA region. And our services, we're providing them primarily in those regions and to those homes that are or underserved by terrestrial broadband. My company is part of SES. SES being a European company, which is a wild-anchored company with some 52 satellites that we are operating throughout the world. SES is also part of 11 members of the ISOA association. The relevance of the satellite industry when it comes about closing the digital divide has been well recognized, and specifically also by the recent speech of Commissioner Cruz, when at the Financial Times annual event earlier October, she was referring to the key role that satellite can play when it's about transmitting high data throughout hybrid networks, and specifically also when it's about directly serving remote areas. Indeed, what the satellite industry is doing, it is performing very consistent private investments in satellites, in innovation, and also into next-generation broadband system to ensure this role. The latest of these investments from an SES side has been Astra 2F, which has been launched about 10 days ago, and which is providing additional Ka-band capacity to enable next-generation broadband systems with access speed of around about 20 megabits to each home. The presentation this morning, however, we mostly focus on the benefits of hybrid systems. Yeah, we specifically talk about 3 innovations that are going on in this area. The first one of this innovation is a technology called sub-distribution. It currently hits the market in Germany. It's a turnkey solution where satellite is being used on the backhauling side, and then it's being combined with terrestrial technology for the last mile, where it's using the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi band, but it's also being combined with cable networks or local loop with DSLAM technology. For instance, if we look at the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi band, this provides a very cheap and cost-effective solution, because all what is required by the user to use the broadband service is a Wi-Fi antenna. Another key development in this area is coming from HbbTV, which is the hybrid broadcast and broadband TV, which is an initiative, is a pan-European initiative that is in the market now since a number of years, and it is combining the high-quality video together with the terrestrial internet, which is provided on the terrestrial side. And where terrestrial connectivity is not available, actually satellite broadband can provide and help to fill this gap as well. This combination of satellite for the video part and terrestrial broadband for the internet part provides an extremely efficient use of cost and also of spectrum, and because it leaves us from existing infrastructure that is already in place. And finally, there's a third development which is also going on in our industry, which is called SAT-IP. SAT-IP is a new communication protocol, and what SAT-IP is doing at the receive end, it translates all the satellite programming into IP, and by such it provides some 4 gigabit of access capability at the receive side in IP. And this makes this bandwidth available to tablets, to mobile devices, to smartphones. So the user experience that the user is getting here is really tremendous, because you have the high quality video component, and again, this technology can be very easily combined with existing broadband connectivity. So why are all those developments so relevant? And here I want to make a number of points. So first, the It's so relevant because it's all about, or much about, video distribution. Video distribution is one of the key growth drivers of the capacity on the internet, where Cisco predicts that this will represent some 86% by 2016. So the offloading potential that satellite is actually bringing in this regards is just enormous. And second, because, as I explained earlier, the user experience that satellite can bring here in combination with terrestrial infrastructure is just revolutionary. The high quality, again, the high quality video aspect, together with the terrestrial interactivity and the internet component, is now available and can be immediately available to everyone, and this regardless of the geographic location of the specific user. And third, and I think this is one of the most critical and important component, is the timing aspect of this, because the satellite capacity to a large extent is already available. Today we have, I think from the ESOA members, we have several satellites that are dedicated or providing dedicated capacity for the development of broadband. They are out in the sky. They can serve several hundreds of thousands of subscribers today, and it's a capacity that is not so from a supply side. It's available and can be immediately levered. So we believe that satellite, and specifically in combination with terrestrial, can act as a key accelerator and enabler to make sure that the 2013 targets are being achieved. And finally, there's a strong and a very strong economic component that you have to take into account here. Hybrid systems, specifically, they can provide the best value for money. And here I would like to refer to a quotation which was in the press earlier this year by Mr. Jausen from Vodafone Germany. And in his statement, he was saying, "Every investment must be profitable at the end." And then further quoting Mr. Jausen, he said that obviously he's absolutely thrilled about the user experience when a user is watching video and TV on his mobile. However, when these specific users, they start using TV intensively and they only pay 10 euros flat, that's when he starts to have a problem, because the economic equation for providing those services over those mobile networks just don't work out. Just doesn't work out. And in addition, then when specific use, and this was in the context of the German Bundesliga rights at the time, that's when this discussion emerged, when there's a huge audience and a significant amount of users that want to watch this specific football game at the same time. That's when the terrestrial broadband and the mobile networks, they really reach their limits. So they're just not made for transporting those live video events throughout those networks. So the only solution that economically work and that makes sense and provide high quality user experience is the use of hybrid systems. And that's basically also what Vodafone in that specific case they did. So I couldn't really bring that more to the point. Therefore, from my side, and I think for ESOA specifically, we really welcome the recognition that is given to satellite here. But what we see specifically in the market, that today it's not yet a level play field out there. If we take, for instance, the case of sub-distribution networks, again, which combines the backhauling from the satellite part together with terrestrial infrastructure, in many cases this is a very pragmatic and very cost-effective solution. However, when it comes down to the implementation of those solutions in the field, when it's about those solutions to qualify in public tenders, then things don't work out. They just disqualify. Because why? Because those public tenders, they are made specifically for terrestrial infrastructures, and the satellite solutions are being disqualified in this case, despite being in many cases the most economic and best value solution that can be done. So this is just one example which I want to use to re-emphasize the the importance for policymakers in ensuring that technology neutrality is being implemented in the rules and policies that they bring forward into the member states. Again, I think that timing in this case is extremely crucial. There's a strong need coming from the citizens and the organizations which are raising their voices, because they need to have internet and fast internet connectivity, and they don't want to wait for years for this to be achieved. Therefore, also ESOA has taken the lead to create a coalition which is called DGO. And I would also invite Mrs. Ronald maybe to speak about that later on. It's a coalition which brings together the voice of farmers, the regions, and other industry and trade industry partners and trade associations that promote the idea that every European should have the opportunity to enjoy the benefits of the broadband internet, and this as fast as possible. So thank you for your attention.